Okay, this is about the feminist perspective of sexual objectification, or at least as found on the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, which basically says it comes from Immanuel Kant, Kantian ethics, Kantian idea of dignity, humanity. It's pretty much the same sort of crap that I've read at the Vatican website, that is. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to read a few little snippets. Let's see. Objectification can be roughly defined as seeing and or treating a person, usually a woman, as an object. The focus of this entry primarily on sexual objectification. Majority have taken objectification to be a morally problematic phenomenon, particularly in the case of feminist discussions of pornography. Catherine McKinnon and Andrea Dworkin, influenced by Immanuel Kant's conception of objectification, have famously argued that due to men's consumption of pornography, women as a group are reduced to the status of mere tools for men's purposes. Kant thought that sexuality is extremely problematic when exercised outside the context of monogamous marriage, arguing that in such instances it leads to objectification. He characteristically writes in the Lectures on Ethics that sexual love makes of the loved person an object of appetite. All motives of moral relationships cease to function because as an object of appetite for another, a person becomes a thing and can be treated and used as such by everyone. Okay, first off, yeah, what's up with the monogamous marriage crap? You know, and I don't like how they don't actually explain that Lectures on Ethics isn't actually written by Kant, it's written by students, you know, his ethics class students, over like 30 years of his teaching ethics classes. They, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 folks took some notes, I guess, at some point, and they put them into a book. So that bothers me. First off, I don't know, maybe that's, you know, an acceptable, you know, way to cite things. You know, not my standard, that's for sure. Let's see. Okay, anyway. Objectification, for Kant, involves the lowering of a person, a being with humanity, to the status of an object. For Kant, humanity is an individual's rational nature and capacity for rational choice. The characteristic feature of humanity is an individual's capacity for rationally setting and pursuing her own ends. A being with humanity is capable of deciding what is valuable, and of finding ways to realize and promote this value. Okay, I'm going to stop there for a second and say, well, who's defining rational? Who's saying what is a rational choice and what isn't a rational choice? Who's saying what's valuable and what's not valuable? Who's saying which are the right ways to realize and promote the value and which are the wrong ways to realize and promote the value? Because it sure as shit ain't me. I'm not even allowed, you know, yeah, no, I clearly, you know, oh no, that's not a rational choice. Therefore you have no rational nature. Therefore you're not a human. Let's dehumanize you. Yay, win! Ay, ay, ay. So, I'm going to continue. Humanity is what is special about human beings. It distinguishes them from animals and inanimate objects. Because human beings are special in this sense, they have, unlike animals and objects, a dignity, an inner worth, as opposed to a relative worth. It is crucial for Kant that each person respects humanity in others as well as humanity in their own person. Humanity must never be treated merely as a means, but always at the same time as an end. Okay. So humanity is what is special about human beings. I'm not sure what really is distinguishing animals from inanimate objects. Apparently nothing, I guess. Yeah, animal dignity. You know, yeah, I know that there's movements out there for, you know, to recognize the humanity of animals. So I think that's kind of, let's just de-recognize, let's unrecognize the special humanity of humans. You know, I remember when I was a kid that this is the sort of shit, this sort of humans are above animals, and it is humanity and dignity and good, clean Christian living which keeps us separate from the animals. That used to be the stuff that like TV preachers would say. But I don't hear it from TV preachers anymore, but I see it all over everywhere else. It's like just become truth. We're somehow not part of the animal kingdom anymore. We're special humans with a little dash of dignity. You know, when God just gave us a little tap on the head, gave us his little spot of dignity. But okay, sure, we have dignity. Because human beings are special in this sense, they have, unlike animals and objects, a dignity. Now see, I don't know what is in this sense applying to? What is the this? What's this? What is the this in that sentence? That fucking bugs me. Because human beings are special in this sense, they have, unlike animals and objects, a dignity. Is the this the humanity? Because then humanity and dignity are the same thing, pretty much, is what I'm hearing. Okie dokie. Moving on. Kant is worried that when people exercise their sexuality outside the context of monogamous marriage, they treat humanity merely as a means for their sexual purposes. He goes so far as to say that sexual activity can lead to the loss or sacrifice of humanity. The loved person, whatever, I don't know how they're using loved there, the loved person loses what is special to her as a human being, her humanity, and is reduced to a thing, a mere sexual instrument. Kant's notion of objectification, therefore, focuses largely on instrumentality, the treatment of a person as a mere tool for the lover's purposes. Objectification, for Kant, involves regarding someone as an object, something for use. Okay. Well, yeah, apparently, yeah, Kant's the man. Let's live on this Kantian ethic fucking cloud nine forever. The loved person loses what is special to her as a human being, her humanity, and is reduced to a thing. So she loses her humanity, her dignity, and is reduced to a thing if she has sex outside the context of monogamous marriage. Okay. Sounds real fucking progressive to me. Kant thought that in theory both men and women can be objectified, but he was well aware that in practice women are the most common victims. Yeah, I was objectifying some folks right here on YouTube last night. There's a bunch of cuties out there. Ew. We should have like shirtless day for all the guys, whenever all the guys make videos without shirts on. I think that would be just great. I think that would be really, really great. Because we had Boobquake, but the dudes they could all have a day where they're all with their shirts off. I think that would be awesome. Awesome. Okay, before I get sidetracked into my objectifying of the male body, let's, okay, where was I? Oh, yes. Kant's awareness that it's mostly women is obvious in his discussions of prostitution and concubinage. Alrighty. He says about prostitution, the offer for profit of one's person for another's sexual gratification. A person cannot allow others to use her body sexually in exchange for money without losing her humanity and becoming an object. He explains that a man is not at his own disposal. He is not entitled to sell a limb, not even one of his teeth, but to allow one's person for profit to be used for the satisfaction of sexual desire, to make of oneself an object of demand, is to dispose over oneself as over a thing. The prostitute's commodification necessarily leads her to objectification. She is reduced to a thing on which another satisfies his appetite. Kant states that human beings are not entitled to offer themselves for profit as things for the use of others in the satisfaction of their sexual inclinations. In doing so, they would run the risk of having their person used by all and sundry as an instrument for the satisfaction of inclination. Kant blames the prostitute for her objectification. Yeah, I get it. That's why the feminists are our heroes, because they don't blame us. They blame social construction. Gee, thanks. The other relationship in which objectification is present for Kant is concubinage. Although it's non-commodified, it's between a man and more than one woman,